Previously on Critically Stupid.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. This is Watchman Adam. I know you were expecting somebody else, but the scary lady, the one with the bow and the dog, she told me to do a recap, or she was going to throw a book at my head. I think she's sick. So I'll do it really quick, okay, because I'm super nervous. So last week, the scary one, Mel, pulled Ursula Floxen, the big scary Russian gangster, out of the water. And he was hurt because one of his associates, some guy named Travis, stabbed him. And then Rainier Neverember came up. He's the rich guy that's always bullying people. He came up and said, I'll kill him. And then everybody's best friend Arnold actually got in the way and said, like, no, he deserves to live, which is crazy because I've never seen Arnold take a stand for anything ever. So Tess healed the gangster, Ursula Floxen. And then in the background, Garath, I guess, was wrestling an old lady and like kind of, I guess he was kind of losing. And then she turned out to be a lady called Elle, aka the Priestess. I'm not quite sure what her real name is, but she said that when Ursula's men attacked her, something was knocked out of the bottom of her cabin into the water, and it was really important to her, and she wanted it back. And of course, this whole time the guys are trying to find this stone of galore, I want to say, because it was taken by Lady Yala Gralhun's, excuse me, Nimblewright. And so she said that she knew where the Nimblewright was with the stone, and that if they gave her, whoever gave her her picture back first would get the stone. And then I guess Garath tossed a bunch of silver coins down the hole and asked Travis for help, which seems weird because he did just stab a guy like 18 seconds ago. But I guess we'll see how it goes.
Doing construction on my building, and I have like a hanging shelf, and then there was like vibrating the walls, so the plant fell off and the pot, and it landed on my keyboard, which is now cracked and missing buttons.
Oh my god.
That keyboard from like 1998?
Yeah, dude, that's the key.
It's mechanical, so it goes clickety clackety. It makes the good finger feel.
And
then the plant committed suicide, so now it's in this trying to live.
It's in like plant ICU.
Yeah. No idea how many plants are in here.
I mean, I could see a few. It looks nice.
Two. I see two. Other ones are doing meh. They're doing okay.
I got plants. I got plants over there. You can see them.
I look at them. That's your money tree, right?
That's right. That's Alexander Hamilton. He's my pride and joy.
Do you guys want to see my only plant? Yeah, let me grab it real quick.
I also have these little ceramic cactuses from IKEA.
That's
adorable. Oh, you have a bonsai.
It's a Lego
bonsai. Oh, my friend has that.
Because I can't take
got a
care
Lego
of plants to save my life.
No, me neither.
Plants are my children.
On my desk, I've got this little guy.
Oh, what is it?
It's a triadiscata.
That one.
Triadiscatia. It's got a horribly offensive street name.
Oh, is it the Wandering Blue one?
Yeah. It's the Wandering one that I don't say out loud.
Yeah, I just did. Another baby. Look at her leaves.
Ooh,
how beautiful!
And
there's some
I
crispy
really
boys,
like that.
My
actually,
cat likes to munch on it.
Dang, I love plants. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into soon to be world famous, soon to be world famous.
Fucked it up.
Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna keep going. I don't give a
Soon
fuck.
to be World Flavor Town.
Soon to be World Flavor Town. Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast, critically stupid, where
Guy
we are.
Fieri restaurant.
It's pronounced Fieri.
Fieri.
Oh well, fuck me very much. All right, go on.
I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, Alexander James. My favorite part of last episode was Mel's growth arc as she continues to defend somebody she low-key doesn't really have many reasons to, but is doing it out of I don't know why she's doing it, but I'm really excited to find out. And I think Diana's doing a great job with that. And I'm here for growth arcs. And I'm going to say Jess goes next.
Hi, my name is Jess. I play Tess, who is a druid cow. My favorite part of last episode was when Garath did just like a very clever little hack at the end, and Alex is completely stumped when he like rifled through the pocket and then like dropped gold silver for Travis.
And then
our dear
dissed me.
And our dear was flabbergasted, which I love to see.
I cut out like 7 full seconds of me just like leaning back in my chair thinking, fuck.
That was great. It was really good. Anthony, you can go next.
Okay. I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard, and my favorite part of last episode, honestly, I don't remember as much as I should. I remember what everyone else did. My favorite thing that I got to do was I got to stop someone with the dagger. That was pretty cool. I got to Arnold took a step forward and actually took a stand. Took a stand and didn't want this to happen, even though Rainier was kind of his friend. So it was getting complicated, and I like that. I like that Arnold's finally having some complicated interactions with people. So that was nice. So Diana.
Hi, my name is Diana. I play Mel. My favorite part of last episode was I'm actually gonna say Arnold's growth arc truly going like the opposite direction of Mel. Like we saw some shit in that other episode and just came out. I think getting a puppy softened me, but either way, it is growth. I'm here for growth. I do my second favorite part would have been Garion's plan. Actually, Garion, you've had like solid plans the last few of these episodes while the rest of us are just like fucking off. I'm here for it. It's your turn, I'm pretty sure.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I play Garath. He's a rogue. I think my favorite part of the last episode has got to be when everyone was having like a real serious debate on whether or not to kill Eugene. And just in the background, Garath is like sumo wrestling an old woman.
And like fighting to do well, I might add. Just
he's like not
struggling.
winning. Like it's pretty close.
Okay.
I add that in my head, Garion and their old lady have like some serious chemistry. So I'm shipping them real hard right now.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the outlier couple, but I can stand it. I can stand it. We have a guest coming on to the show today. I'm going to let her in just a second, but I wanted to, as always, beg the listeners' patience as we sort of like fumble our way through having a guest. It's not exactly the most, normal thing for the show. So help us out on that, if you would. And by help us out, I mean just listen and be patient, laugh at our jokes, and make us feel good. So, hello!
Hello! Hi!
Everybody, this is Sabine. Am I pronouncing that right?
It's actually Sabina.
Damn it! Oh. Everybody, this is Sabina, and I'm an ignorant buffoon.
Kick her out. Reintroduce her. Let's do this.
Everybody
Out and back in. I think that's a good use of everybody's time. Sabina, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
You're just past the part in the episode where we talk about all of our favorite bits from last episode, but having not been here for last episode, you probably don't have any, unless you do, and I'm wildly misinformed.
Make one up.
It was the theme song, or possibly the recap song if there was one.
Cool.
A+.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Loved
Yeah,
it.
that's my main man Anthony came up with that theme song, sort of hook, line, and sinker.
I'm flattered no matter what. Either way, I like.
He also
both
does
those
the
things
he
are
also
awesome.
does
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
recap songs.
say.
Thank you.
Apparently, your favorite part is Anthony. That's gonna go
Just
straight
last
to his
week.
head.
Just the beginning though. The rest of it, I'm just silent.
Yeah,
and-
it's just the first 30 seconds and then just like clown
Then
noises.
Yeah,
Right.
and Anthony has way too much self-esteem, so we're gonna have to tone it down a little.
Gonna
Alright.
take him down a peg.
I'll give you some notes on the theme song after the show.
Oh my god.
Note number 1, it's shit.
Honestly, like I love our theme song and I love how many times I made Anthony fucking go back and do it. Like my man went to bat for me like 5 times because every time I was like, this is good. Not quite there though. And he was like, I'm gonna murder you. And to be fair, he should have.
Alex,
Okay, so
no,
Yes,
sorry. I was just
no,
gonna
and
take
I'll-
more time to get like another personal dig at you, but we should move on.
honestly, fucking go for it, my man. I
Save it
don't
for
have a lot
later.
planned for today.
I
Hit me
was
with
just
it.
gonna, I was just gonna call you out for Alex having like no musical experience. It's like, actually, like,
That's
it's
exactly what it
close.
was, wasn't it?
I framed it like that every time. I was like, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but this feels off. And Anthony was like, cool.
Yeah, this feels
Right.
great for me. Let's do this 4 more times.
Okay. So we are going to open. You are all walking down the streets of Waterdeep. It is getting late, turning towards evening. The shops on the street are starting to light up their insides for sort of like the last hours of evening trade. You are walking, following instructions. Garath, somebody recommended a shop in this part of Waterdeep to solve your conundrum that you got from Elle. Who do you think recommended this shop to you?
What does the shop sell? Or they just said it's gonna help us out?
They said it was very vague. They just said it was going to help out.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the guy who handed us those weird invites and also gave me that letter at the you know the weird gruff guy who I don't
I'm into
remember
that.
the name of.
Terrell O'Larson.
Lost.
Yes,
Terrell.
best.
Yeah.
Should I be remembering more than I do?
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
remember anything.
Yeah, Diana, you're recapping this episode, so you're going to need to remember more than you do on average.
Well, fuck. Just send me the notes.
I was like, did she reach for the notebook or the wine?
Are you? When have I ever had a notebook at any point in all of
I
this?
feel like
Never.
you started with one like way
I
back.
keep
No.
notes.
All right. Oh,
I've
get it,
never
Jess.
kept notes.
This is the same store name that was on the letter that was left for Garath. Sabina, I think on the other side of this glass, you hear the last vestiges of this argument as they sort of like roll up to the other side of this store.
Yeah, I think I'm just annoyed that there's so much commotion out there.
Sick. Okay.
Like, get back to like sketching in a little notebook.
All right. Who's going in first?
I suppose Gareth is going in first because he was the one who was tipped off.
Okay. Garath, you step into this shop. And as soon as you walk in, you can tell that the sign above the door, I guess before you walk in, pretty fancy, hanging on like a nice iron chain. The scroll work done on it is pretty elegant, pretty eleganza. Marie's magical mixtures. There's like a beaker pouring like into a cauldron. There's like a little explosion of like rainbow sparkles that actually almost seems to like dance and shimmer as you walk
was
beneath it.
Really nice of them to include pictures for him.
Right.
I mean, that's the only reason that Garath knows where he's going, because again, can't read. I don't know why I bothered to tell you what was on the sign, Garath. You don't fucking know.
I'm looking at the letter like, shit, the fonts are different. I can't really tell if it lines up.
But you step inside, and you are looking at like floor to ceiling racks and bookshelves and temporary racks on wheels of potions and flasks and tiny cauldrons in every shade of the rainbow, and some of them are like lit with like glowing orbs inside of them moving around like little tiny fairies. Some of them are like pitch black and almost seem to like soak in the light. But
Important question.
please.
Are they sorted by color so they're all in like a nice gradient?
I will leave that up to the shop owner to tell me.
Definitely not.
Excellent. Chaos it is.
They're sorted by like primary ingredient.
Wow.
But they do have some pictures on them, so you can tell what some of them do. Maybe.
Nice.
That's so thoughtful. Tess, did you have something?
Oh, Tess is wondering what it smells like when the door opened.
Oh, that's a great question. It smells like science, just sort of like right off the dome.
Smells like science?
Yeah, you know,
What
like
does science smell like, Bestie?
Acetone? Like
smells like acetone, obviously, Dianna.
Like
okay.
acetone and like Bunsen burners, you know, metal.
Yeah, and then underneath that Tess, very slightly unwashed flesh. So Garath, you walk into the store and there's a countertop, and sitting on a stool, sketching behind a paper-riddled countertop is Sabina.
Marie Cleveaux is a small human woman. She has goggles over her eyes, but they're not like cool like steampunk goggles. They're like prescription goggles, so her eyes are just like really big and silly looking. She has kind of like black spiky hair that's up, but when you look closer, it's actually not spiky. It's just like burnt. She's wearing leather armor with like canvas overalls, kind of just loosely over it, that are just covered in pockets with like notebooks and tools and quills sticking out. She's also wearing 2 fanny packs and a utility belt with just even more vials. And then she's got boots and gloves that are like, they look kind of like some sort of rubbery material, but it's like slimy.
Wow, you were so much more ready to describe
I have never described anything that well in the entire game.
Do you know what I did, Sabina? I was so unprepared. I said she was wearing overalls and she had a titty out, and that was all I had.
I think it's because I've been in the position of being asked to describe my character and having nothing.
No idea.
So
whenever
somebody
somebody asks me to describe my character, I can usually get it done in 2 sentences.
I was gonna say, like, have you guys ever felt so immediately outclassed on your own show that you kind of want to just like pack it up?
That was amazing.
The last time you asked us to describe our characters, nobody said anything, and Garion had to make something up.
That's
but
correct.
It stuck.
Yeah, that was amazing.
The vibe that I was going for was like Edna from The Incredibles.
Better than the rest of us?
Yeah.
Because
like,
if so...
just generally superior. All right, Garath, this is what you see sort of walking into the room.
Behind the desk sketching, you said?
That's what I said.
I think... Okay. Oh, go ahead.
So I think Garrett takes in... He leads back to the party. Potions were always my favorite form of magic because it's the only form of magic that you could take from somebody else.
Yes, you know, this is a benefit of potions. I mean, you know, there are like a lot of practical applicabilities that I think would maybe be more impressive than stealing, but hello, can I help you? Welcome to Marie's Magical Mixtures. What is it that I can do for you today?
Yeah, we were actually looking for water breathing potions if you had any.
Well, you know, I don't have any. My connect has not been in town recently for those, but if you need, what is it that you're trying to do underwater? I might be able to help you out in another way.
Breathe mostly.
Occasionally, my connect is also not in town for a while.
Yeah, Sabina, this is an adult show. You can just say drug dealer.
Scientists use connect, all right?
That's cool. Yeah, I know. I also know what scientists do, sort of day to day. Everybody else is in this shop as well. Arnold and Mel, if you're hanging out by the back, you're all in here. And even from a cursory inspection, the wares on this on all of these bookshelves are fucking wild. Like, you guys haven't spent a whole lot of time in arcane shops sort of throughout Waterdeep. It's pretty much just been Wicked Wares and Wiles, and then like whatever you need to like resupply food wise, I guess. So this is definitely a departure from your norm.
Oh, there are several of you. Okay.
I think Mel would probably be standing more towards the back of the door for 2 reasons. Well, one, there's Josh Pat, And, you know, we never know how people are going to feel about a dog, even though he's adorable and just amazing. And 2, I think she's still like kind of annoyed with the way things went down, kind of frustrated with how everything went down. She's not interested in like all the chaos that's going on in this shop. She's kind of like, let's just get this over with and move on to the next. So I guess just being her normal brooding self in the corner with a dog.
By the way, I feel like it's important to mention that I'm picturing the fairy godmother's workshop from Shrek 2.
I'm
Ooh.
not picturing that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm picturing now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I'm fine with that.
I think Tess would be really pumped because I think she'd love like the whole the whole vibe of the thing. So she's going around like sniffing all of the little stuff and like probably touching stuff she shouldn't be, like picking it up and like looking at it, and like some of them smell delicious. So she's kind of low key like, I bet I could drink this because she's always hungry.
Tess picks
and
one
she's
up.
just going
Holy
around
shit,
like
this one turns
touching-
you into a cow.
Tess,
like
you see
sniffing one. Yeah.
you see one that looks like a llama, but then when you roll, or it looks like a skull, but then when you roll it up, it's a llama. Bubblegum pink.
Weird.
Labeled poison.
But
Parentheses, poison for
Poison to kill
Cusco.
Cusco.
if you're going to smell that one, let me know so I can start taking notes. We haven't tested it on anyone yet.
She's like, would you be interested in testing it on a cow?
I
It
wouldn't
is worth
not be
noting
interested.
right now that you are being asked this by a person. So.
Yeah, by a person.
Yes. If you have a cow to test on, let me know. We
Okay,
can work out a deal.
cool. Okay, I'll hit you up later.
Or
Yeah, we'll be
not.
your cow connect.
Yeah.
You know, my Cow Connect also left town recently, so it's perfect.
It's rough out there. It is rough.
Fantasy
The supply
COVID, it just
chain.
hit. Yeah, it's like,
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten through Fantasy COVID without a Fantasy Connect.
Seen the price of
I'm-
fantasy eggs? Oh my god.
I'm looking at the
It's
potions.
fantasy
which-
economy.
I'm looking at the potions, which I imagine the little pictures are similar to like the little stick figures on caution wet signs.
All right,
So
yeah, sure.
That's how they're
Yeah.
labeled picturally. So I'm like,
There's a
oh.
couple of them that are like sliding backwards. There are a couple of them that are like bent over and like something is coming out of their mouth. There's a couple of them that look like they're just like being sucked up into the top of the bottle, which is pretty ominous looking. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
One
There's
of
one that
them's
has-
just dead on the ground.
I would love a perception check from Arnold.
Yes. Okay.
Can I size these guys up too at the same time?
Absolutely. Hit me with an insight
Sick.
check, please.
Okay.
Muffin.
Fuck yeah. Let me see.
Also, Marie's French accent is 1,000 times better than mine, and I'm not upset about it.
I got 18.
I'm really intimidated by pronouncing the R in her name, so I may just.
I would like any and all future guests to do better French accents than Bestie.
I'll tell you
It's a
what,
high
it's
standard.
a low bar. Arnold, before Marie gives me this insight check, one thing that you notice sort of off the jump, the back of this store doesn't go back as far as it should. Like even standing here, like the little like wares spot where they're selling potions is only like 5 feet deep, and then with the counter it's like another like 5 or 8 feet total. Like
okay.
this store is missing a good chunk of itself somewhere.
Interesting. Okay. So I look at like all the bottles, and you said that they're kind of like magical things, almost as if there's something inside of the bottles. I kind of look at them, it's like, oh my gosh, are these living fairy creatures? And I look at the cow, and I'm just like, are these your people? So I'm like, maybe they keep the rest of them in the back. No,
Well,
not that I.
that's dark. I love it.
Yeah.
Who told you about the back? There's no back.
Just like Spencer's.
Yes.
Sabina, what'd you roll on that insight check?
I rolled an 18.
Ooh, that's quite high.
Mhm.
Standing in front of you are, I'm going to put it charitably, 4 ding-dongs. 4 real
Excellent.
grade A
That's
losers.
close.
We're so cute.
One of them
Especially
is
Josh Pat.
wearing. One of them is a medium-sized person with big hair, wearing overalls. One
small
of them
person.
is an intimidating person wearing a cloak with a small dark furred wolf pup at her side. One of them is clearly a bard. An inside check of 2 would have told you that one sort of just right off the jump. And the other one is Garath.
Interesting.
This is a question. Which one of your potions is like the best tasting one? Asking for a friend.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't brew them for taste exactly. None of them are great. But I'll like take one like little tiny glittery one off the shelf and hand it to you.
Maybe we should find out what that does before we give it to her.
Tess already has the lid off, and you guys are all like,
Far
Oh
too
my God.
late
We're
for
like,
that.
don't drink that. Don't drink that.
I've got like the notebook out. I'm like ready.
You're like staring at her.
Mel's gonna step forward and like take it and like just put it back
Aw.
on the shelf.
Tess is just pouting.
And then
As
just
it goes
be
on the
like,
shelf, Arnold takes it back and is just like,
We're like winking at each other.
Just
Mel's
like,
gonna let
yeah.
that one happen because she's dead on the inside, and she's just gonna say like, can we just get this over with?
Oh, did I mute this?
Don't
person?
drink that, Arnold.
I'm going to be honest. We really only need water breathing potions to get the fucking picture from the bottom of the lake, or whatever we need them for.
Ah.
But if any of you can think of any potions or other mystical bottled
So-
wonders,
Could
Well,
Oh, I'm just wondering, is there something that would just dry up the ocean?
we just cause utter catastrophe in the fantasy
Right.
world, right?
Just like
Fantasy-
murder a whole
Fantasy
bunch of.
global warming.
I pull out the
this is a
world's
Tess
biggest
solution.
desiccant packet.
Yeah,
It's like a
Tess is
packet of
just-
sponges.
This is a test solution, okay?
If you are trying just to get to the bottom of the harbor, I may have a alternative solution. I pull out kind of an old flyer that says Marie's Bathysphere Tours. And
You
it's
might
got
have to
like
read it to Gareth.
Yeah, the rogue just sort of looks at you with a puzzled expression.
Language barrier.
Okay, I see. You don't know what a bathysphere is. So this is a kind of like a vehicle that I have invented that will allow us to go under the water.
Is it a submarine?
I don't know what that word is, but maybe
Fantasy submarine. That's
it definitely is a fantasy.
It's a
submarine.
dumb marine
Yeah.
in fantasy world.
Yeah, exactly. You know, my vehicle, it needs a little bit of repair. I need a certain part that I have not been able to get, but such a fine, distinguished party such as yourselves, maybe you could help me achieve this. Kind of, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and then maybe you help me with like, one other really tiny errand when we go under, and then you can use it for whatever you need. And I'll throw in a magical item. Huh?
But what are the details on the errand you request when we get under the water, and also the magic item?
I love Garrett's sullen silence right up until somebody offered him a magic item, and then he was like, "Whoa, hold on a second."
Hold the goddamn phone.
Well,
Tess
you
is
know,
basically in the toy store right now. She's just down for anything. She's like, this one's great. She's so cool.
So the first things first, we'll need the part for the bathysphere.
I don't know. I'm not keen on getting a part for a thing that we might not use if then you tell us your errand and your errand low-key sucks. So how about you just tell us what the errand is? Mel's still real cranky.
God damn.
That's how I talk to Skyrim NPCs.
Okay, I will try to be blunt. We need to go to a graveyard and get a part. It's not a big deal.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We could do that. We've done worse.
We went to this morgue. Oh,
Yeah, we've
he's
been-
got experience.
I'm
My
not
perfect.
thing is
Yeah.
weird. I don't know where Arnold is on everyone's screens, but he's got experience playing dead.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, see, I knew you guys were the right ones for the job.
So
Um,
Arnold wants to ask Maria. So do you keep the fantasy submarine in the back? Is that why you have so much room back there?
Well, I built it back there, so you know, at
Oh,
one
so
point. It's just kind of a workshop back there. You don't need to worry about it, all right? It's confidential.
Can we take a look at it?
You have a fantasy
No.
Frankenstein monster back there? That we should
Absolutely
do?
not. Who told you that? No.
Because that's the only other time I've ever gotten dead bodies in my past. If they all know this story. It's my birthday. I was 9 years old.
Wait, do I know this story?
No.
Everybody knows it but you, bestie.
Hey,
Listen.
hey! I hate that. That's not a dynamic I enjoy as the arbiter of this world.
We have
we all have a
relationships
group
outside
chat
of
without
you.
you where we talk about the sessions behind your back.
It's a separate Discord. It's
critically stupid minus Alex.
It's called Better Critically Stupid.
Okay, if we have to make Sabina fucking try to offer us this quest for the fifth time, I'm gonna actually explode.
Listen, it's a biological component because there are certain, parts of the bathysphere that need, waterproofing, energy, etc. It's not, there's no monster, everything's fine and cool.
Giant fish.
If you're cool, I'm cool.
Be honest. The giant fish.
I mean, what is your definition of fish? It's all
Fish would
Giant
be
is
my
subjective.
definition of fish. first of all.
Typically, you know what? I'm gonna go broad here. Living thing with gills.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna step above table and say a shark is not a fish.
No, a shark is a fish.
I'm gonna say that
No,
for the reasons I'm asking, that's close enough.
A shark
All
is
right.
a fish, actually.
I'm not gonna waste any more of Sabina's
This is
time
gonna
on
be
air.
the new
Because
carrying
that's
capacity of a
I
swimmer.
cannot possibly agree with the fact that a shark is a fish.
A
Anyway,
shark is a fish. It's a fish. I will die on this hill.
I believe her. Yeah.
It is. It's a bony fish. Or a cartilage fish.
What did you just call me?
So Arnold would ask,
Fish.
so where do you think we could get these parts? Like, do you have some guidance for us about this? What sort of part do you need?
Oh yeah, I'll come with you. It's I
Friends
just would like to have some backup.
Like I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm Arnold. These are my friends. Like, it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to make you best friends.
It's nice to meet all of you. My name is Marie Cleveaux.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tess. Where did you get your overalls? Because you have so many pockets, and I have like 2.
Oh, I actually made them myself because there weren't enough pockets on any that you could get from the store. And, I like to think I'm handy. I create a lot of things. So if you want a pair.
Do you make any that would fit a cow and then sometimes fit a person?
Like you could put a cow in a pocket or like a cow could wear them? Because I think either
a cow
one.
could wear it and then a person could wear it also.
definitely cow in the pocket. That's my favorite.
I just write down cow overalls ? In my notepad.
Yes.
Before we leave this wonderful store, do you have any of those like magic smoke bombs? You throw them at the ground and they go poof, and then the whole area is all smoky and you can't see.
I like that.
Do I have any of those magic smoke bombs? I don't want to give away too many items to you guys.
I think yeah. I think somebody is obviously handy as yourself who can put together cow overalls. Definitely has been able to figure out like a really simple sort of like cloudy ball scenario.
Perfect.
I mean,
Oh yeah, cloudy balls. Yeah, I have several.
You should see.
It's just gunpowder inside of a water balloon.
That sounds horrifying. What kind of anarchist cookbook have you been reading in your spare time?
Yeah. I'll buy 2 of the cloudy balls.
Cloudy
If
ball
you
sounds like a those pharmaceutical ads where like may cause explosive crying, diarrhea, and
Cloudy balls.
Cloudy
May
balls.
cause cloudy balls.
Episode title.
Gareth, let's call it like. I think this is actually going to be on the pricier side. I think it's going to be 2 gold pieces. I think it's going to be a gold piece each.
I mean,
Sabina runs a dope store.
Like super breaded.
Each ball,
so.
1 for each ball, Alex.
Listen, the supply chain, it's not good right now, okay? It's
Her
not my
drug
fault.
dealer has been out of town.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
All right. Let's do a smash cut. I think you arrange a time and a place And it is the deep and soulless part of night when the four of you open a creaky iron gate leading to the City of the Dead, otherwise known as Waterdeep's cemetery, a sprawling multi-acre plot of land on Waterdeep's eastern side that covers many, many hills and sunken valleys and grand family mausoleums standing next to simple whitewashed stone. And waiting for you up a little ways with a shielded lantern is Marie. However, there's a look of consternation on her face as Marie, you went to go to your normal spot, but unfortunately it was closed due to construction. There appear to be several hastily thrown up barriers and like do not cross tape. So you are forced with the decision of having to find a new spot or brave past the warning measures.
Oh, I'm sure they just put these there to keep people out. It's not a big deal. Let's go through.
Yeah, that's typically why they put up "Do Not Enter" signs. Yes, I'd agree.
All right, fuck yeah, we ball. You guys follow Marie.
Actually.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
No.
You have to follow the accent every time.
Past several of these signs, you like she unhooks like one of the do not cross signs, like ushers you in, and then she unhooks like a second, a third, a fourth. She like moves a do not cross like sign stanchion that's been dug into the ground and says, no, it's fine, don't worry, and like ushers you through into a sunken hollow of the City of the Dead. More humble tombs that are less of the grand family mausoleums and more just like a handful of like iron doors punched into the earth walls that are forming this sort of like shallow valley. Marie, I'm curious, what kind of like tools do you bring on this sort of gig?
Oh, I have quite a few things. My normal toolkit, artisan's tools. I have some thieves' tools, you never know what you're gonna need. It's just useful. I also have tinker's tools, navigator's tools, smith's tools.
Smith's tools?
Oh yeah, I mean, I left the anvil in the workshop.
Has 2 fanny packs.
Got a lot of pockets.
Yeah.
All right, you guys see, guys, Marie's fanny packs are fucking massive.
Every time she takes a step, it's like
it's like walking next to a loose change jar.
Yeah.
Just don't fall into the water and try to swim without emptying your pockets.
Oh my god! In
3
This is a sensitive topic, Sabina.
I've heard about encumbrance and the.
It's not encumbrance is the thing, though, Sabina. It's not encumbrance. Encumbrance is a logical fucking paradigm of rules that this game has built into it. No. This is my cast member and dear friend, boon companion, Dianna.
Weapon, be right. Just
had God damn it, I'll say it, one too many glasses of wine and decided that she could swim 70 feet after having robbed an entire bank vault worth of stuff. And I was like, hey, you got to drop some of that stuff. You're not going to be able to swim. And she says, bullshit, I'm strong like Polish ox. And I was like, well, you got to drop some of it. And then we argued for 8.5 run airtime minutes that I had to cut out because she was drunk and stubborn.
This was before my time, and I'm so sad to have missed it.
Oh, so good.
That sounds amazing. Can you send me the footage?
No, nobody has it. Nobody will. Because
what you need to take from this, truly, though, is perseverance pays off.
Yes.
Marie, as you wander into your Hollow of the Dead, this is your normal spot? So how do I put this lightly? How many of these graves have you defiled in the light of the Lord and our God Jesus Christ? Fantasy Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. How many are there? Like
in this hollow, I think there's about a dozen.
Oh yeah, all of them for sure. Yeah, okay. I like to keep tabs on like what's where. So it's kind of like another storage area for me, really. Like,
all right,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I zoned for like 2 seconds, just enough to come back to think that for some reason there were a dozen fantasy Jesus Christ.
And I'm familiar with all of them.
It's the multiverses of Christ.
We have the cross necklace, but there's just 12 crosses.
I like to imagine all of the like bones and bodies are just like out of the tombs and desecrated, but they're all like neatly labeled and stuff.
That's exactly. They're like organized by
Yeah.
size.
Okay. I think as you walk into this hollow, you all see Marie sort of like set down to business. She puts down her fanny pack, and then her other fanny pack, and then her satchel, and then her bag of tricks, and then her navigator's tools, and then her smith tools.
Wow, you
Sort of
heard
like
it all.
unstrapping like a one-person army, dropping all of these things. I think it's probably Mel who notices it first. Mel, you see a light shine on in one of these tombs, sort of behind an open iron door, which is odd to you because all of these doors are closed. But you see a elderly man with a bristly white Sam Elliott style mustache and like a dope ass fade, walk out of this tomb and say, "Well, now who's this? You say?"
Oh shit, hide.
I've been working on my old man voice, guys. I'm so excited.
That was
Okay.
pretty good.
Good.
So good.
I liked
I
it.
was a big
It's
fan
so
of that.
good. I'm the only one that hears him, or I
Well,
just
you've
saw
got the
him
best.
first?
You've got the best passive perception, so you saw him first.
But everyone can hear him now, though.
Yeah,
right?
he doesn't make any effort to be quiet, and in fact, when he looks, he clocks all of you.
What does he smell
he's-
like?
and
That's a great question. He smells like cold earth, Tess, probably because he did just come from inside a hill. But he also smells like Vicks Vapor Rub and Werther's Originals.
Incredible.
Oh,
wait, what's Josh Pat
fantasy.
doing?
Where there's
Like how does
Josh
he
Pat's
feel about it?
Josh Pat's ears perk up, and he does sort of like stand up to attention a little bit. He's paying. He's little doggo's on alert.
Okay. And what did he say again? Please use the voice.
Well, now what's this you say? Hey, what's going on?
What's going on with you?
I'm just
Who
out
are
for
you?
a little.
What are you doing? here?
My name's Clarence. It's out for a little midnight jog. And by that I mean a walk because my knees aren't what they used to be. He's
You
wearing
shouldn't be walking if your knees aren't what they used to be, Clarence.
he's wearing khaki cargo shorts, Birkenstocks with socks, and a button-up shirt with two breast pockets that he's got pens tucked into on both sides.
He's a nerd.
He is a nerd.
fantasy Birkenstocks, of course.
Fantasy Birkenstocks.
Not a
I'm
sponsor.
gonna
yeah,
take
not
his
a
lunch
sponsor.
money.
Mel's gonna say, we're just going on a walk. I don't. You were inside that too. Am I done? Am I done beatboxing?
You
I'm good.
are.
For now.
For now, indeed. You said you were going for a stroll outside, but you were inside like a tube just now. So, what's that about, Claire?
You ever just be struck by curiosity and think, well, now I've never been inside one of these here tombs. Might as well take a gander. And you know what I saw?
Dead people? It's a tomb.
Well, hey, now, Mr. Whippersnapper, you know what happens when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. But yes, you are right. I did see quite a bit of corpses defiled in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And they're
Which
bits
one?
of...
I don't know why you
Number
was. I don't know
1
why
through
you
12.
were so eager to come into the tomb. Give it like 2 months. You'll be here soon enough.
Oh,
Cause he's old.
he's gonna die.
We got it.
He says,
Good God, that was
no,
uncalled for.
I think the real question is what you're all doing here, because you're in a graveyard. This is a bad place of town to be.
Mel is
You-
gonna kind of like take in that he's kind of like a nerd, and she's gonna turn to Marie and be like, "Friend of yours?"
I don't believe we have met, but I do like your pocket protectors. Those are very nice.
Well, thank you. That's Fantasy LL Bean. I got him on sale.
I'm familiar. Yeah. Listen, we are just going about our business here. So, are we cool?
Hey, we're totally cool, young lady. Don't worry. I'm out here on my business myself. Of a walk, probably.
Do you have by any chance? Do you have any hard candy on you?
Oh my goodness, yes, of course I do.
Amazing.
I always come prepared, don't you know? I've got a little. He fucking pulls out a Werther's original. God damn it, if it isn't. You know what it is? Non-fantasy, real life brand Werther's original. Hands it to you.
Wow, incredible. Okay, Tess grabs it and then she just like shoves it right in her mouth.
So
She
can I
almost
ask? Oh, good.
Yeah. She
Can I
like,
ask
doesn't
Marie-
take the wrapper off at first, and she's like, "Oh crap!" And then she does it again.
That's how
Right.
good they are. Maybe now Werther's will sponsor us.
I want to ask
Yeah,
Marie
can I do an
what we're
insight?
looking for.
Oh,
Because
sorry, go
like
ahead.
maybe this guy knows he's been inside of these tombs and has seen things defiled. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. You know,
Are you
so-
asking Marie or are you asking?
No,
me?
I'm asking Marie. It's like,
Okay,
hey,
okay.
maybe he can help us find the thing because we don't know specifically. We just know it's an organic material, right? As far as I can recall.
Well, that's a great question, Marie. Do you know what you're looking for?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's like the body of like a Triton. I want to say, you know,
Whoa.
I need some like filtration, like waterproofing type
you-
stuff.
A Triton, like the big
Like the-
fork.
Yeah, I'm also.
Oh no, they're
there's a
like
Triton
they're like underwater people. I think.
Why would underwater people be buried in an above water grave?
Well,
We're gonna ignore that and just like bless this person for stepping into her character voice to do a character voice explanation.
They fell in love with someone. It was a
Mine
Little
was a
Mermaid
character
situation.
question. Like I am curious
A Little
why
Mermaid
you
situation.
would look for an underwater creature in an above like a. I wasn't being shitty. I know we're all surprised. I wasn't. It was genuine.
It sounded like a genuine question.
They are able actually to walk both above land and below sea. It's part of what makes their genetic makeup so interesting and utilizable after death.
Okay, I'm picturing a sea otter then.
It's just kind of like a blue person.
Gary, did you
Avatar.
say something
Avatar.
did I roll over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do an insight check on this old guy.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I want to see that.
Werther's.
I want to see if he's like better like at fighting than you would expect him to be. Like if he's like muscles or more tones than he's letting on or something.
A
And Uncle
sexiness
Iroh.
check.
You got
Give it
peck,
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
A
get it.
single
You get it.
peck.
How hot is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn around, Grandpa.
Granddaddy.
Insight.
We're into gilfs on this podcast.
Oh, 19 plus 1 is 20.
All right. I'll tell you what.
Wow, you can see
He's-
inside him.
As fuck. Yeah.
He's quite sexy, Gareth. Toned calves. You know, maybe there's a reason he's wearing those shorts, you know, because you can see like he's got some legs on him. But with an inside check that good, Gareth, I will tell you, he's got some dirt on his vest,
He was
sort of
inside a
like-
tomb.
sprawled across one shoulder, and also on his shorts. And there's some dirt on his socks, and you can tell because they're bright white tube socks.
Word. Can I go over to shake his hand?
He's gonna steal something from this old man.
Maybe
Um,
more Werthers.
he gets a Werther's as well.
I think Gareth, he reaches into a pocket and holds out a Werther's and says, don't you worry, young man. I've got plenty to spare. Right? You want a Werther's original?
Yeah, I'll take the Werther's, put it in the pocket, but extend my hand out, and you're like, listen, you can go back on your walk if you let us be what we here. No harm, no foul. We can both move on with our nights.
You know, you young man, now you remind me of Bernard. You know, always out there with the questions, always wanting to know more and having all sorts of expulsions and sort of like bodily functions. You know, oh boy, Bernard, he loved to fart. That guy. You remind me of Bernard. Have you seen Bernard?
Not recently.
Are you having a
no.
stroke?
No, that's ageist, young lady. Just because I talk like this and carry Werther's originals doesn't mean I'm in danger of having a stroke. I drink plenty of orange juice.
This
No,
whole
it's
time,
more the
Gareth is just
confusion.
like,
Also, not sure what orange juice would do about it.
Gareth, he notably does not shake your hand.
Wow. Sus.
I find that weird.
Now, I'm going to talk to the young lady that seems like she's in charge of the whole scenario. And that's you with the 18 bags of stuff over there. Now, I know that you know that I know that we are in the business of, now let's call it what it is, liberating certain body parts from this here graveyard.
This is a very crude way of describing, the progression Not a good
Are
French
you okay
word.
there?
That's a tough French word, dog. Real talk. No, you did great.
The progression of research and science, expanding the boundaries of, the arcane and the anatomical is what I am in the business of. But, if you want to call it, whatever.
Grave robbing.
You know what I call it is I call it stew.
Ew.
And listen, in this year times of fantasy COVID, meat's gotten a little pricey. And hey, sometimes it's fresh, sometimes it's not so fresh. And I won't ask any questions of you if you don't ask any questions of me.
So
How does Josh Pat feel about this guy?
Yeah, because also Josh Pat's like, oh, bones.
Josh Pat is, I think, more focused on the person and is now actively growling. Arnold, what'd you say?
Automatically put like Mel on.
Yeah,
like hand
Because
like
it's very
near ready
sensitive.
to pull if she has to.
So can I be like, okay. So Arnold is gonna look at him and just be like, look, they don't know this about me, but I'm a big fan of the flavor, if you know what I mean. I have. It's been.
Young man, have you been to Flavor Town?
I've been to Flavor Town. So I just have to say, and I kind of try to whisper to him, I'm like, I haven't had Triton meat in a while. I was like, so I look at them and I'm like, they don't know, but I'm looking for some Triton meat and I just need, I was like, could you help me find it possibly?
My dear boy, I would be delighted to usher you into the sweet sanctum of that flavorful, tender meat. My God, why didn't you say so to begin with? I will show you into my inner temple of delectability. Now, have you done the rituals? Is your workstation clean? You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, now hey, I mean zero offense here. Have you brought you've brought the stuff? Yes, the sage, the garlic, the fantasy Old Bay.
Oh yes. Well, we planned on, or I plan on eating. Preparing when I'm not necessarily with company. You understand?
So you'll be removing it from the premises and then you'll be preparing it. I see.
Are you guys fucking the Triton? That's what it sounds like.
I'm preparing it for the fucking is the thing. No.
All right, no. Arnold, hit me with a persuasion check with advantage for that sweet lie.
Got it. Oh, come on.
That wasn't a lie, bestie.
Sounds like you guys are fucking the Triton. I'm stressed.
That's Arnold just telling the truth right there.
Let me try one more. I got it really.
He's like, oh, she also wants Triton? What a coincidence.
Why? Yes. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes. Okay. Okay, so I got 24.
Oof. Did you get a nat 20?
No, I got 18. I was close.
All right. Okay. I think this guy says, all right now here's the dealio. I know it's, gosh darn it, it's in this here hollow. It's right over there. Now you're gonna have to be a little cautious because I think this here young lady's been digging around all these parts and she's almost ruined this one spot. Now I only know about it. She doesn't know any kind of thing. She just comes in here, blunders around and leaves. But you and I were here for the flavor. You understand? So I could be willing to show you where this here thing is. Man, it's right over there.
Arnold's arc is him turning into a rare animal poacher.
Okay, so Arnold stepping above table here to get rid of that phony baloney character voice that's been haunting my nightmares for the last 5 minutes. He points to one of the doors set into the hillside, currently closed. And Marie, you actually recognize the door that he points to as being one of these. He's also, by the way, not bothering to keep his voice down. All of you can hear him very clearly.
Mm-hmm. I do assume that you are all cannibals at this point, I think.
I do think low-key that's what Arnold's insinuating.
Yeah.
That this guy is vibing on. But he
does still
point
think
to
that you guys are all just fucking the Triton. It's just like, oh god.
Hey man, one man's eating is another man. Never mind. But he does point to a door that you are familiar with, Marie. Mm-hmm. And he says he has insinuated that you have bumbled your way through it and you do not know what you were doing.
Excuse me, I am very aware of this location, what I'm doing. Do I actually know what the door is?
You have explored all of these graves.
Okay.
I think you are much more careful in your approach. You close the doors behind you. You make it look like there hasn't been anybody here. Obviously, not wanting to bring up suspicion, being a sort of grave robber. But you've definitely been into where he's pointing, and I wonder if you wouldn't bristle at the assumption that you are not doing the right job.
Excusez-moi, I am a professional, and I've absolutely been through that door. I know this whole place like the back of my hand, and we don't need any help. And I'll turn the knob and march through it.
Okay, fuck yeah. Mel and Tess and Garath, you see Marie, the goggled woman, sort of like march away and like throw open the door to a tomb and like walk inside, shoulders held high. And this old man sort of like rolls his eyes and says, well, you can never really teach young whippersnappers they're always going to do what they're going to do. They don't know the flavor.
All right, that's a pee time.
Pee break. All right, let's take a break. Let's bring it back.
To pee right now.
Garion, don't talk shit about me while my headphones are on.
I'm gonna make myself.
Fuck you, Alex. Fuck you. Fuck you. You stupid
Got him.
bitch. God, I can't wait till you're editing this episode and you're like, oh, I hope Darren didn't say anything mean. Fuck you, you big smelly loser.
I saw that tweet.
God, what a bitch.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons Real Play Podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your Dungeon Master, Alexander James. I'm so stoked you're here. Give me just a couple of seconds. I'll have you right back to the show. We are, for legal purposes, playing Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, an official Dungeons & Dragons licensed module written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald-Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. If you or any of your buds would like to get into D&D, I recommend you go to dnd.wizards.com and check out all the dope-ass shit that they've got there. They've got bicycles that will teleport you through time and space, sort of TARDIS style. They've got dice that you can roll and then make cool things happen with your imagination. And then they've also got pencils with cute little dungeon erasers on them. So check out all of the swag that you can pick up at dnd.wizards.com. If you would like to end up as a character on our show, you can tweet us at CritStupid. Let us know what you thought of the most recent episode. Tell us if you think we're doing a good job. Tell us a joke. If you want to tell us a knock-knock joke and say, hey, at CritStupid, knock-knock. And then at CritStupid will respond and say, who's there? And then you will say, banana. And CritStupid will say, oh, banana who? And then you'll say, banana, do, banana. And then you'll sing a song, and it'll be great. I hate myself for telling that joke. Oh, God, I need a nap. Anyway, you could end up as a character like, in this particular episode, L. That would be at LAURETANOWRITES, at Loretano Writes. Elle tweeted at us when we only had a couple of episodes on the air, and she's been a huge supporter of the show, retweeting and interacting with us and liking all of our episodes. So Elle, thank you so much. I think your character is super fucking cool, so I really am excited to see her again. So again, Elle, thank you so much for supporting the show. We're doing that big YouTube push, trying to get to the magical number of 1,000 subscribers so that we can get access to better recording software, better mics, better lighting, better all sorts of stuff to generally give you, the audience, a better show. So if you haven't yet, I would very much appreciate it if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you listen to us audio only, if you could give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, anything to help us get pushed up in the algorithm so that we can get in front of new listeners who might like what we do, like you, hopefully. That's all I got. I'm going to keep it real simple today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and rating and reviewing, all of those things. And you take it squeezy out there, okay? I love you. Bye. Anthony, are you ready to record our very first solo Libris Arcana ad?
I've never been less ready for anything in my entire life. Let's do this.
I'm so excited. So what I've got here is I've got 3 immaculate Libris Arcana dice. Beautiful, by the way. I'm a big fan of the Dreamsicle collection that came out last month. It kind of looks edible in a way.
I was going to say I ate mine in the first hour, so I need more Libris Arcana. Send me more of those dice.
Got to eat more of these dice. I'm gonna roll them, and then I'm gonna get you to do an ad copy based on what the dice say, because we are, as always, servants to these sweet dice. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Yeah, they are our lords.
Okay. Let me check my phony baloney notes here. Okay, so you have to do it in a French accent.
The one I can do. Yes, Alex.
You have your approach has to be sexy, and you are focusing on the monthly subscription from Libris Arcana. Please and thank you.
Sexy, I can stumble through, Alex. We can do this. All right, sexy French monthly subscription. Got it. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Bonjour. It is I, the seller of the Libris Arcana dice, the most prominent, most beautiful dice in all the world. If you do not understand, these dice are available on a monthly subscription. You must have them. They are gorgeous. Every month you get new dice. They are fantastic.
Honestly, really good. I was hoping that I could get you to trip up on the sexiness, but that was somehow super French and super sexy at the same time.
Thank you.
Everybody, you should go to LibrisArcana.com and check out all of the great dice that these people have. They have anything from standard TTRPG sets to specialty sets that are hand cast in resin. They have monthly subscriptions, as my sexy French friend Anthony just informed you. You can sign up for 1 month at a time. You can do it as a gift to a loved one. You know, Mother's Day is coming up. Father's Day is coming up. If one of your parents happens to be a nerd, sign them up for a set of dice to show up at their door. You can do it for as long or as little as you like. You can cancel as soon as you sign up.
Never cancel. It's illegal to cancel, however.
Apparently, apparently in France, it's illegal to cancel, but that's fine.
Specifically in Fantasy France. Yes.
Fantasy France, it's illegal to cancel. If you go to LibrisArcana.com and use our special discount code STUPID20, STUPID, and the number is 20, you can get 20% off your total order. That's LibrisArcana.com with the discount code STUPID20. You got to do it. These dice are immaculate, and there are new sets every month that are a surprise to everybody, except, I assume, the people who made it. Although, wouldn't it be fucking wild if it was a surprise to them too?
Yes. What have we done here? We have completely destroyed the world. Do it. They might. Also, super sexy dice. Get them in your mouth. Or don't. I don't know if we're allowed to say that. But I put them in my mouth. That's how I say
Okay. Welcome back, dear listener. We're all back from our bathroom break, and we feel great and refreshed. Fresh bevies all around.
Well.
Okay. You all see Marie walk into this tomb. Marie,
Marie, you know, if it's not everyone can, you know,
hit that R.
Yeah, replicate.
Yes,
you know, I'm perfect at it. I'm really good, but you know, it's not for everyone.
Marie, how many times would you say you visited each of these tombs? Like, would you have like a fully exhaust one and move along process, or would you hit the highlights of each one, looking for the parts that you need so as to disturb the contents of the tomb minimally?
I think I typically have a part in mind, and I kind of, you know, try to cross-reference by like family or whatever else to find that part. So I've got like a bit of a map in my head already. But it's not necessarily like complete, because it's like look until you find the thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So I think in preparing this specific project, you've hit most of these tombs maybe several times as the parts that you need for this project become sort of rarer and rarer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make assumptions about the extent of the things that you need, but I imagine some of them are sort of like easier to find than others, and this last part that you need has proved pretty difficult to find.
Yeah.
Mainly because finding the body of like a full-blown Triton in a land-based cemetery in a major urban city has proven to be pretty difficult.
There's like Triton Town, you know.
I mean, everybody knows about the famous Waterdeep Cemetery, Triton Town, where all of the Tritons are buried. But
I'm just gonna mess up your world real good.
No. You know what it is? You know what it is? Okay, first of all, Sabina, like, fucking get out of here. It's a gated community, and you don't have access. So
we call it Little Society.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to
Let's-
imagine that there are other towns that have normal names, but like one of them is like Triton Town for some reason. Like, have you been to White Peopleville? Yeah, it's near Connecticut.
Okay, but walking into this tune, Marie, you've definitely been in here before. So like even the fact that this old man referenced this tomb as you walked in, I think because your pride demanded it. But even now being here, you're like, I've seen everything that there is in here. You've cataloged all of these remains. You've got them nicely packed up into their alcoves. And then behind you, you hear this old man's voice float over the clearing, almost mocking, and says like, "Oh yes, well, she knows everything that she knows, doesn't she? But she hasn't checked that back right corner, has she now?" And if you step into that back right corner, what you assumed was just like another piece of this sort of like in-hill mausoleum. It sort of punches into the hill as it goes down into the cemetery. It's like a quarter of an alcove. It's not even a foot back. What would you do in this scenario?
Can I examine the area before approaching it?
Oh, before approaching. Yeah, absolutely. Hit me with a perception check.
I like that you said, "Oh, before approaching it." Kind of disappointed.
Nah, that's not me. Arnold, hit me with an insight check.
You have it.
Hit me with a bomb defusal check.
You're not gonna believe it, but I got a 19.
Whoa. All right.
The people are gonna think that I'm cheating, but I'm not. It's all D&D
Honestly,
Beyond.
all of these guys could be cheating, and I would have no idea.
True.
It's funny. I actually just roll the dice so he hears it thunk on the table, and then I go, 18.
Arnold, what'd you get?
17.
That's quite good.
Cheaters.
So Marie, you, I think like have maybe it's a small shovel or an archaeologist's hammer, sort of like you have a small testing implement that you're using to sort of like move around this space, because you do, I think, genuinely have a care for the remains that are in here. You're not out here with a big like ditch digger shovel. But you drop it into the floor of this little half an alcove, and even with the lightest drop, it does thunk on wood right off the jump. Arnold, you see this old man smile and say, "Now that's where the flavor is, my boy." Bernard always used to say, you gotta want it. You gotta really know where the flavor is. But it's kind of wild, Arnold. There's almost like so this guy's holding a lantern, right? I don't know. I started doing a monologue while I was holding a lantern, and then I stopped because my arm gets tired doing that. But for a split second, Arnold, you almost see the light of this lantern sort of reflect oddly against the skin of this guy's arm. Yes, Mel.
Can I do a thing?
Absolutely, you can. Please step into the scene.
I have a spell.
Whoa.
What?
I
Look
know.
at you go.
Holy shit.
I can expend a ranger spell slot to see if there's any a bunch of things, but including undead are
Ooh,
present
detect
within.
undead.
Oh man,
Bang.
I love this.
I don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
Look at Alex's dumb fucking face right now.
I know, you're the one that made the thing.
Bessie, you got detect undead on that spell sheet?
No, it's
You
private
No.
made our
awareness.
character sheets, Alex.
You made it.
I mean,
I will-
obviously I did. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Do you
But
roll
I don't
for it?
know how to do it.
I think you just,
it's
it's one of those
automatic.
one a day abilities or something, you know?
All right.
Alex is just like, well, it's actually like super complicated. We really don't really have
He's like,
time
you
for
gotta
that
roll
right
like
now."
10 dice, but you have to know which dice I mean within 2 minutes, and right there I have failed.
Much to my infinite dismay, this is not a spell that Bessie's got to roll for. This actually just happens.
It's like
So,
Best.
Dianna, I think you cast this spell for the first time, might I add.
Wait. Is this something that you just acquired or something you've had literally from the jump?
Something I've had literally the whole fucking time and just never fucking read the sheet. I like never scrolled that far down because Destiny circled the 3 boxes in red that I would need. And I just happened to be like playing with the scroll on my mouse. I swear to God. And I
All right.
saw it.
I'm pumped for you.
I am entirely undone. Yeah, Bessie, I think you cast the spell and you see the light from this lantern that this figure is holding move entirely through its now immaterial arm holding it. But in addition to the immaterial arm holding it, like that's just one of the reveals that you get as there's sort of like, I imagine there's like a cold wind that blows and ruffles the leaves and dirt and small twigs of this hollow sort of like bursting outward. But this old man suddenly changes in front of you. The skin of his old, gnarled, veiny hands peels back and rolls up his arm, revealing gridlock scales and long taloned webbed fingers. And suddenly, as he's talking to Arnold mid-sentence, you see water start boiling and like dripping from his now sharpened teeth. And you see gills sprout below his jawline. And you're suddenly looking at a standing on 2 legs fish person.
That'll work. Get him.
Am I close enough just to lunge at him?
Can we all see this? Do we all see the fish person?
Yeah, can we all see this?
Oh, never mind.
Or is it just Diana?
Marie, you're deep in this tomb. Thanks be to God. I think primeval awareness is just, I think it's just the ranger because she's just perceiving it. So ball's in Mel's court.
Please tell me the competent one is standing near me.
You're standing next to Tess. So first of all, nah.
Just me. I'm confident. I'm just stupid.
Competent.
Although Garath can't read, he is by and far the more competent. Like him and I would be done with this whole fucking campaign without y'all. Like we would have gone through it.
I mean, Arnold and Garath are definitely within 5 feet of this figure. I think while Arnold has been talking to it, because Arnold walked up to Garath while Garath was having this conversation.
Yeah, because I was trying. My hand is still extended.
Yeah, Garath's still like.
Well, and that's kind of why I was hoping that he was closer to me too. Does the creature know that I can see it for what it is?
It doesn't seem so.
Wouldn't Tess smell like any sort of fishiness from him?
No, because it's a self-based spell test. Like similarly to how Arnold thinks he's conversing with an old man, Garath thinks he's shaking hands with an old man. You just smell an old man.
I see.
But you also smell that cold scent of earth that you had previously maybe mistaken for like the hillside he just walked out of.
Right.
I thought maybe he shoved the Werthers in the gills or something.
That's why I smelled it.
That's how you eat a Werther's original, baby.
Yeah.
You cram it back there.
We're gonna get this sponsorship.
Yeah, I'm working on this sponsorship for you guys.
Dear Werthers, please give us money. Bessie, what are we up to?
I'm wondering if I can tell, and the answer may be no. I'm learning so many new things today. Can I tell like if he is got like dangerous intent versus he's just trying to throw us off because he might know that we want to kill him and Arnold wants to eat him?
I think he is still having the same conversation with Arnold that he's been having. He doesn't seem to notice that you have cast the spell.
But can I tell anything like about
his bearing is exactly the same as it was before you cast the spell. Okay. Nothing about him and his manner has changed.
Okay. I was closest to me. Damn.
You should be.
I am concerned for Marie because she just went where the thing told her to go.
Yeah, I'm like sticking my head.
So I think I almost want to like nudge. I want to tell Josh Pitt to speak and like bark and maybe pull her out. Like she'll hear the commotion.
Okay, I think you
Like-
can.
like
I
he
think
can,
you can
like,
do that, no
bark at
problem.
her.
You can. I mean, you
I
can
feel
tell
I've
Josh.
trained him at least to speak. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that's like an early pup train thing. And I
Josh
want him
had
to
to-
again like bark toward the tomb, which I think will also trigger the smarter one to realize that something's up.
All right,
Josh
so
Patch is in
everybody
full
here.
English. Hey, Marie, come over here. Something's going on.
I would love to hear Josh Pat's accent come out of Bessie's voice. If I could just sort of demand that character voice, just while you no, oh crazy,
Josh
why?
Pat's a dog.
What a one-way street that is. I think. All right, first of all, everybody hears Josh Pat start barking. Garath and Arnold, it pulls you away from this old dude fucking talking about whatever the hell he's talking about, as old people are wont to do. Marie, you hear this this dog barking. However, it's sort of like the second sound you hear, because the first sound you hear is a violent splintering of wood as a webbed, taloned skeleton hand bursts out of the ground and grabs your neck and is going to try and grab you. But it's going to roll a 4, which is laughable. So you managed to jump up and away from it pretty quick, should you like to.
I will, and then I'll pull out my crossbow and be like, "Oh, I found one. It's still alive, but that's not a concern. It's fine."
Okay. You shoot at it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it tried to grab me.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it as a reaction. Let's hit it real quick.
Okay, cool. Can I use an acid arrow that I have as my...
If you can
thing?
explain why you would have it already loaded.
Oh, I actually have a infusion that lets me ignore the loading property of my ranged weapon.
Absolutely.
I also have that.
I didn't make that up. That's on there.
Yeah. Do you, Arnold? Do you also have that? Wow.
I also have that for everything.
Marie, I think I like to imagine it as you've got like your own person is like bedazzled with like little like tiny potions, so maybe you like crush one of those, but like yeah, you've got that arrow locked and loaded on your crossbow. Give me that attack.
You just have a pocket full of acid. You just like dip an arrow in.
Just loose acid.
Loose acid.
The infusion also makes it so that I don't need bolts for it. They just magically appear. It's pretty sick.
Depending what kind of acid you got there, he might just be going on a real nice vacation.
Dude, could you imagine weaponized LSD? That'd be insane.
Oh my god! Put it in my t-shirt cannon.
I was gonna say, can I just stand right in front of that, or like...
Mel
Get down,
dies
Mr.
in front of the
President.
crossbow bolt.
I finally found something I'm willing to die for.
Yeah, it's weird. My acid connect is
That's a
still
joke,
going
'cause-
strong.
Don't do
There are
it.
many things I would
Okay, what'd you get?
for
15.
because to avoid.
15 will hit. Roll me some damage. Stop talking
Okay.
about drugs, Bessie. We're doing stuff.
I was actually talking
Yeah, talk
about
about
dying this
dying,
time.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's the other thing.
The
that
other
I'm
thing.
really
the
good
other
at.
fixation.
Yes, too. Yeah.
Get your ice
D&D
water.
stands for drugs and dying, right?
I'm trying to. Okay, I think it's 10 damage with the acid. I don't know.
Jesus God. All right. You.
I'm
you
trying to figure it out.
I'll take 10. That's fine. We're kind of playing it loosey goosey here.
Yeah,
with
it's
the rules
44.
anyway.
It's 44. That's correct. Yep.
4 deep. Fuck me. All right. You fire a bolt into the sort of confines of what now you can see to be a shattered coffin as this creature lunges up towards you. And you hear this bolt strike against bone with a sharp, like snapping sound, almost like a carrot snapping in half. And there's an agonized wail from beyond the other side of the grave.
Oh, I was definitely.
What
thinking
happened to this
the
whale?
animal?
Yeah. Is it okay?
Not a fish.
It's not a fish, though.
Arnold,
Unlike the shark, which is a
you
fish.
hear an otherworldly cry of pain and anguish come from inside the hill that Marie just walked into, and from behind you, as you're sort of looking away, you hear this old man mutter like, "Well, now I did tell that whippersnapper that she always thinks she knows what she's doing, and sometimes she struggles into something that maybe, hey, sometimes she's looking for corpses, and sometimes corpses are just looking for her." And Arnold would
jump him.
Well, you can. I was gonna do a cool narrative bit where like Arnold turned
Oh.
around and then there was like a fish person like actually looking at him and like dripping
do it, do the
seawater.
bit,
No,
do
I
it.
can't do it anymore now because Garath wants to do an action, which is totally fine. Garath, jump that sea bitch.
Hell yeah. Is rolling?
Give me acrobatics or athletics. I'll let you choose. Definitely acrobatics,
I'm
though.
going to definitely do acrobatics. Garath is not particularly strong. I rolled a. Ooh, fuck me. That is a 6.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Low key a blessing, Garath, because you hurl yourself at this old man and fully go straight through him and eat a bunch of dirt on the other side of him as you collapse into the ground.
Do
Ghost
that.
fish.
Arnold, you see this like sharp-toothed seawater grin expand, almost like Stevie the Wild Card from Lady Yala Gralhan's Manor, as he starts to evaporate in a cloud of almost like sea fog. And you hear this sort of like spectral cold voice say, well, now I did tell that young whippersnapper. It's all about the flavor.
How cool
Say
would an
hi to
actual
Burner for
ghost
me.
for the ghost mafia be, though?
He is fully gone, Arnold.
Okay.
You
That's
couldn't have
fine. We
made
need that
that
guy
one
for a
your best
mascot.
friend?
I was about to try again, but he's gone. Just like all my other friends and everyone else.
Wait, the
who I
old
get
man
close
is gone
to.
now.
Yeah.
The old man is gone. Marie, would you like shout or cry out? Would you fight in silence? What's your vibe?
Oh yeah, I think I would be like actively talking. Like, I'm not sure that this is a Titan, but I think it should have the same genetic basis. So I'm just going to start attacking it until it's dead.
I think
Again?
in the kerfuffle, Tess would take her more comfortable form into cow mode.
That's
I think
amazing.
she would start going after Marie because I think she thinks Marie's really cool. So
I also think Marie's pretty cool, to be fair.
So I think she went into cow Tess is headed towards Marie.
All right, Marie, you turn around to see a full-on cow walk into the confines of this tomb, with wearing what are now, I will say, pretty ratty, tattered overalls that have been like shredded and stitched together and shredded and stitched together.
There's another hanging out.
There's an udder hanging out and a full head of curly hair.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I'll like stop and then have you like twirl so I can like take some notes really quickly.
Yeah.
You're getting like attacked. You're like,
just
Tess does like a catwalk strut. You know?
a cow walk. Cow walk, please.
Sorry.
The pun was right there, Tess.
Oh my god.
Well, I was thinking that if you would let Marie actually be a cow, she could have been Muri, and that would have been really cute.
We could have been cows together.
Oh,
my cow idea was
It would have been
banned.
so moving.
It was so funny. And I was literally like, the only time I've ever said no to a guest's idea was I was just like, we are so full up on cow humor. It's fucking crazy.
How dare
How dare
Nice.
indeed.
How dare
You
you.
deprived
How
us
dare
of
you.
Muri.
Amazing.
There's no way that I'm the bad guy again. I hate it here.
How
All
dare
right.
you is literally genius.
Marie and Tess as a cow. What's the vibe? Tess, you walk in and see a skeletal form scrabbling up out of the dirt, Zombieland style.
I think she would ask Marie, like, what do we do? Is this bad? Is it good? Do we like this? Do we not like this?
We need to neutralize it. This is very cool that you're speaking to me as a cow. I like it. We just need to grab some parts. It doesn't need to be super clean. So just hit him with whatever you got. Should be fine.
I have hooves.
Perfect.
Okay.
So Arnold takes out his longsword, and I just want to like rip it out and just be like, what part do you need?
All right.
Bones.
Arnold, you are like sprinting across the clearing, just like, what do you need?
What do you need? Like, yeah, it just.
Mel and Garath are backing away from them. They're like, we can finally get away from them.
Garath's face is full of fucking dirt at the moment, actually.
I like to
So
think
what else?
That's
did you
kind of
guys,
like Stomp.
did you guys ever
also
see
weighs
that?
almost 2,000 pounds. So
That's true. I'm gonna stay with the action instead of making a George of the Jungle reference.
I fucking love that movie. Please make the
It's
joke.
so good.
Do you guys remember when that guy like face planted into that pile of elephant poo and everybody made fun of him? That's sort of what I see Garath doing in the dirt after diving through this ghost.
No.
And then the guy cuts to the camera and says, "Bad man landed poop." Anyway,
And now we point and laugh. What a great film.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot. For the visual listeners, I got this for whenever I'm in cow mode.
Oh my god.
It is a cow hat
I love that so much.
Oh my
It's
god.
amazing.
Just so fucking much.
Incredible.
So the audience knows.
Spotify listeners, check out our YouTube page, subscribe, etc. It's great.
It's
All right.
soft and
Yeah,
fuzzy.
audio listeners, imagine the best thing you've ever seen, and
It's
now
really
imagine
good.
Jess wearing a cow bucket hat.
And now imagine the opposite.
Imagine that briefcase from Pulp Fiction, and now Jess is wearing a cow bucket hat. Okay, Tess, if you're gonna stomp, roll that damage for me.
Oh, how do I do that?
All right, roll a d20 and add 3 to it, please.
Oh,
That hat is so good.
thank you. I'm so excited about it.
I am too.
D20 plus 3. Roll.
I would like it if all of us got that hat except Bestie.
17.
And we just surprise him with the hat.
17 is
plus
quite
4.
good. Give me 1d6 plus 3, please.
1d6 plus 3.
Boy, this skeleton's about to have a real bad time.
8.
He's already dead. How much
Fuck.
fucking worse can it get?
All right, Tess, you see a skeleton sort of like start crawling up from this coffin, and he's got like cartilaginous webbed skeleton fingers and is like crawling up and like spewing dirt and other like profanities in a language you don't speak. And then I think you just like I think you just shatter its skull just from like cheekbone to cheekbone with one hoof. And Marie, you hear a clattering sound as this thing's head spins off its spinal cord, and it falls sort of like dead in front of its coffin.
Is it still moving, or is that the end?
It's
for
twitching pretty bad. It's twitching pretty bad.
it? Okay.
But actually, as it twitches, you can see that it's not fully a skeleton. It actually has like musculature and bits of its internal organs left, albeit, I will say, in this sweet, sweet rot of gentle decay.
If I don't need initiative or anything, I'm just gonna take out a little dustpan and start with the skull pieces, just collecting them.
Okay, sure, yeah. You get all those skull pieces. The old guy is now fully gone because Bessie had a spell that I entirely forgot about, and so sort of took the carrot out of that whole exchange that I had planned, and that's fine. I'm not mad about that in the slightest. Marie, what piece do you need specifically for your ship? You got it.
I think I actually just need marrow from the bones, so I can like just grab a couple femurs and just.
I'll tell you what, Marie. They're super juicy.
Yeah, they are.
You snap one of those femurs, and then the marrow falls out like a cold spaghetti noodle that's been a little bit overcooked.
It's crazy. Like the rest of them dries out, but it's just it's really waterproofed in there.
She takes another one, just cracks it open.
What?
Like it's a go-gurt.
I have never been more disturbed by skeleton go-gurt in my life.
You invented an old person cannibal.
You know what? He wasn't a cannibal before Arnold suggested that he was a cannibal.
Seemed appropriate.
Is this job done for you, Marie? Is this?
Oh yeah, you know what? I think we are good to go. I can take you right to the bathysphere. One quick stop, and then we'll take you wherever you need to go. What did you need to do again? Get some sort of photo?
Yeah, something like that. Unimportant.
Okay. Listen, we don't need to tell each other everything. It's fine.
It's only important that we know the details of why you are doing it to make
Yeah,
sure you're
that's-
not shady.
I figured that was.
Well,
as
we
shady
know
as we
we're
want.
not shady.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Everything about these 4 idiots is above board.
Yeah, the experienced grave robbers, all of us. It's fine.
All right. Let's hit another smash cut. Marie, what time do you oh, sorry. Smash cut. Marie, what time do you suggest they meet you at the harbor? Would you go for like a morning voyage, or an evening voyage, a nighttime voyage? What's your vibe?
We have time for a nap.
I think morning. I think
Okay.
the science vibe is usually morning.
Okay.
I think maybe she would cite something about the tides, but Sabina doesn't know anything about the tides, so
Honestly,
I can't-
Alex doesn't know shit about the tides either. So like, we'll say it's a tide.
Yeah,
There's a tide.
Something
there's
to do
there's
with
tide
the moon.
happening.
In
Yeah.
or out?
Yes, both somehow.
You grew up on the coast, Alex.
You don't know where I grew up, Jess. Real
That's
talk.
true,
You have no
actually.
fucking idea.
I have no idea. Okay.
Okay, so let's smash cut to the following morning. It's the golden hour. The sun is just starting to creep up over the mountains to the east of Waterdeep. And you all are exhausted and carrying cups of like fantasy coffee as you make your way down to the docks at high tide. At least it doesn't smell like rotting fish. You've been down to the dock part of Waterdeep several times in the last week, but this is probably the best it smelled. You walk out onto the designated pier that Marie told you to meet her at. And I'll let Marie tell you what you see waiting for you at the end of this long and somewhat rickety pier.
Yeah, I think she would be waiting for you kind of on the pier. But as you she would kind of beckon you over, and she would like hit like a little like device button, and you would hear like a little chirp chirp. And
cute. Fuck yeah.
Fire alarm?
The water would kind of fall off the top of this. It's like a metallic-ish kind of looking sphere as it rises to the surface, and a little hatch at the top does like a slow auto open. Some arcane symbols around it kind of glow.
Like a convertible.
Yeah. It gets a little stuck, and I like kick it a little bit.
There's like a little like slamming on the others, like fuck. And then it like snaps open.
Yep.
I imagine Tess has to be in human form to fit this, or is there room, Sabina?
Oh no!
No.
While there might be room inside for a cow test, the door is a human test or a fae test size.
Yeah, it's like a classic hatch situation. I mean, listen. If it'll keep the hat, it can be cow size.
My head is cold.
Yeah, and there's like a little ladder that you can see, and Maria will just hop on in and climb down.
Oh yeah, ladders are hard for cows.
Yeah.
So.
But not stairs, apparently.
Stairs.
We have a lot of cow knowledge floating around this podcast. It's fucking crazy. Marie, I'm curious, what is the inside of this bathysphere?
Bathysphere. I thought about calling it a bathy cube, but that's nixed. It's gone.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry to bring it
up. So the main part under the ladder, once you've like gone down, is just like a little like tiny small chamber upstairs. But there is another hatch into the main chamber right below. And yeah, she'll just continue right on in. So the main level of this thing, you can see it's mostly metallic, but like some kind of like weird magical biological stuff going on too. You know how it be with artificers. There are a bunch of windows that are like, very thick, a little bit hard to see from, that are kind of just like, porthole looking.
This is an important question for me, Alex, the person above table. How big are these windows? Like, what's the horror story vibe that we're about to get? Are they small portholes, or are we talking like a full 360 view into whatever nightmare I can concoct at the bottom of this harbor?
I would say they're not quite a full 360 view. They're like maybe like 4 directions, but they're pretty big, the windows themselves. So it's like, in terms of horror, like you could see like, something swim by and be like, what was that?
Garath actually recognizes one of the runes as the anti-scary monster rune.
Mm-hmm.
So there aren't any scary monsters allowed near it.
That's a feature that broke a while back, actually.
Damn it.
Side are you on?
That smells anti-monster bug spray.
It's old, it's faded, it's from like 6 months ago. It's not gonna do shit. No, Tess, I will tell you that the inside of this bathysphere smells like
more science.
More science for sure. Hot electrical currents and the stronger smell of very unwashed flesh.
Okay.
What's up with all this unwashed flesh, man?
I don't know, maybe take a shower once in a while, Garath.
No.
Yeah, I feel like you do see there's like a lot of science junk everywhere, and like tools and notebooks, but then you do see like a little pillow in a corner and like a bunch of like canteens. Aww. It's kind of like, what are those canteens for?
Oh.
Yeah.
Pee.
I thought it was like
I
a
thought the
nap
pillow
time
was
spot.
gonna be like made of unwashed flesh. I wasn't sure where you were going with
Oh,
this.
I was like,
Skin pillow.
Hey, listen, there's still time. Gareth, don't ever say the word skin pillow while we're on this show together.
Cheapest rent in Waterdeep, you know.
All right.
I think Tess would be the first one in because I think she at this point has a crush on Marie and thinks she's really cool.
I think she's really cool too. Anybody else have anything they want to do on the surface before we sort of embark on this?
Yeah, Gareth will say his prayers.
Who does Gareth pray to?
God of thief.
He just has like a dollar bill on his wall, like an American US dollar bill.
Pray to George Washington.
Gareth plays to E pluribus unum.
Gareth is super patriotic, but to America.
It's the worst place. Never mind. Cut that part right out of this podcast. Yeah, because after our all cops are bastards segments on the last episode, we really appealed to the middle America demographic.
You know
We
what?
don't
I think we
have
got to
to
start
anymore.
appealing to both sides.
Mm.
So
All right,
they always
anyway.
come out on top.
That's how that works.
Yeah, like warmongering weapon sellers, we sell to both sides. We win where there's bloodshed. I think Marie closes this door. Goes through the process of like flipping switches, turning dials. You all feel this bathysphere sort of like rumble into a low vibrancy electronic life as it sort of like kicks into motor around you. Into motor, what the fuck? Anyway, it turns on. And
Oh yeah.
Marie, are you
Well
the
described.
pilot? Is there an autopilot? What's the driving situation look like?
There is a main console, and it's like kind of metal-ish, and there's like a whole bunch of like instruments and magic sigils, and each magic sigil kind of like has its own like thing that it does. So she's like touching a bunch of them. I should note that she also stayed up last night to integrate the new marrow into the system, so it's ready to go.
Okay,
Just for
so
continuity, you know.
when you see Marie, she has purple bags under her eyes, and this bitch is exhausted, but looks very excited. Weirdly, like there is a line of electricity running through Marie as she starts flipping these switches and turning these arcane diodes. And she steps up to what appears to be like almost like an old ship wheel that she has either found, foraged, or made. That she has set into the middle of this console that she's like turning around. And with a gentle shudder, the bathysphere releases from the dock and you all start sinking into the harbor of Waterdeep. The waters, when you first start out, pretty clear. You know, it's a nice day outside, so it's light. There's like gentle golden rays slipping through the ocean moats. As you gently start sinking down, it starts to get darker and the sun starts slowly sinking up above you. And there's a moment where you see the difference between light and dark, day and night, light water, dark water, as Marie almost like giggles in excitement, and you see her turn an arcane dial and press down on something, and this bathysphere sinks below the light, and you leave the sunlight above you and sink into really dark water. Marie, what's the lighting situation on the exterior of this bathysphere, or is there any?
I think there's like there's just kind of one front light that is like it kind of like goes back and forth.
A fantasy anglerfish.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like a little laser guy?
Yeah. There's two googly eyes like on the front of the ship.
We're gonna wait for Gareth to get back in frame real quick.
Because he doesn't like water. Now he's in the thing.
How is Josh P? Great question.
He didn't love the idea of having to go in it. I had to, I'd have to kind of carry him, and he's kind of resigned to it. He doesn't love it. Again, he knows how to swim. He just doesn't like to. So he's just kind of pouting, truthfully.
I'm gonna be dead honest and say that I did forget about Josh Patrick when I planned this arc, and it's a bummer now that the dog's on board. It'll be fine.
What do you mean by that?
Don't worry
What?
about
On the way.
it.
Tess will save him, Mel. Just throw him towards me.
The bathysphere
What
sinks into the surface, and you see these lights sort of click on and roll in front of it. I would like perception checks, all 4 of you, please. Marie, not you.
I think Marie is kind of like muttering to herself too.
I would
silently.
I'd
That's
like
a
our
D20,
friendly
Alex?
neighborhood DM to perceive that I am very fragile and that, yes, even killing a fantasy dog could probably
No, there's
trigger
no
a
way.
breakdown.
Listen.
I will die before
we have established that Joshua Patrick is like a Pokemon. He will take damage and be knocked unconscious. The dog will never die. I will not be killing an animal
not be
on this
knocked
show.
There's actually a little dog diving suit in the corner that you didn't see before.
There's a dog scuba suit in the bathysphere.
We all
Scooby
die
suit.
except Josh Pat.
I'd be so
I
happy.
got a 16, by the way, Alex.
16 for the rogue.
I only got an 11.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
Are there bees underwater?
I don't know. Tell me what you got.
9.
That's not bad.
I have a +4. Doesn't matter. It's still 7. Bees. There's bees
Gareth.
in the submarine.
As
Bathtub sphere.
the ship sinks into the dark water, the vibrations around you, sort of like rolling from the bottom of this bathysphere where you assume the engine is to the top, starts shaking the walls a little bit, to the point where, like, I think there are like little shelves here and there with like little bits and bobs, sciencey diodes and whatever, I don't know, science shit, lines of sciencey bathysphere, start rattling and like almost falling off the shelves. And for a split second, Garath. No, never mind. You're fine.
What bitch? What the fuck?
The bathysphere continues to sink deeper into the water. Tess, you start to feel and smell, I think, even inside this bathysphere, isolated from the outside water. You smell the area of the harbor where you were the other day, trapped in the mud, where that hand burst from beneath the depths to grab at your hoof. How would you feel as you sort of like sink down towards this spot?
I think Tess would be very stressed out, and I think she'd be like stressed babbling, like just talking. She'd be like, okay, so when I was here last time, there was like this thing, and then she would just like, kind of just keep talking because she's very stressed, and then when she's nervous, she just talks, I think.
Okay.
So she's not happy. She's looking at Arnold being like, do you remember when we were here and it was terrible?
Yeah, so I'm just like, I saw it everything.
I was like, I swear God, it was here. It was right there. It was a hand.
You guys sink deeper into this harbor, and Marie is the most curious thing. Your lights are moving over the muddy bottom of Waterdeep Harbor, and you would know, being a science person, that like the shallower parts of these harbors pretty caked with mud. It's only when you get to the deeper part where it starts being like the rock and like true depths of the harbor that even some of the most advanced scientists of Waterdeep have yet to plumb the depths of.
Mm-hmm.
You pass over what appears to be the chomped on skeletal remains of like a multi-limbed figure buried in the mud. With burning red eyes and like a cracked glass mask that has been pulled up over its head. But you continue to twist this diode, and you continue to push this wheel, and you all feel this bathysphere continue to shake and continue to rumble. And I'll let the guest do it. Marie, odds or evens?
Odds.
Oh, bad call, dog.
Ugh. I'm sorry.
You hear an otherworldly wailing start to rise from the dark seawater beneath you.
Do I
Gareth
recognize
pulls out a
it?
gun and shoots himself in the head.
It starts ricocheting.
Yeah,
It killed all of us.
It's like a bullet from
Everyone
Wanted,
except the
except it just
dog.
kills everybody.
Except the dog. Except the dog.
Except the
Except
dog.
the
of
dog,
course.
who's
Yeah.
fine, yeah.
Marie, you do not recognize the wailing. How much time have you spent at? I mean, you have the bathysphere, Marie, but like,
yeah.
how much time have you spent at the bottom of this harbor?
This harbor, maybe not a ton. Normally I take it out to like different sites, I think.
All right, that's fair. You don't recognize this wailing. However,
Travis.
you start to see
Travis owes Gareth some money, so
we're gonna resolve Travis at a different spot. This is not Travis's time. This is my time. You all start to see shadow figures start to wriggle up from the mud underneath this bathysphere. Bessie, stop fucking DMing me. I'm fucking busy.
No one's DMing me. I'm gonna send someone.
no,
message.
it was
It's special.
directed.
I'm weaving some goddamn fiction here.
I
Could
have
you
needs.
Fucking chill.
Left out.
You see shadowy figures start bursting from the mud buried underneath this bathysphere. You see green hands riddled with like riotous red and white and blue, very patriotic pustules that sort of like sprawl up their hands as the American
Like a
Legion.
Republican.
You see these green hands start to writhe and burst from the mud, followed quickly by long taffy-esque faces screaming in horror as you see like sharp jaws, angular cheekbones, and pinched, broken, cracked teeth as a legion of ghouls bursts from the mud and starts pulling at your bathysphere. And Marie, you feel the controls start to fight against you as they pull this diving instrument deeper into the mud.
This thing doesn't happen to have any kind of like defense mechanism, does it?
Oh, just you wait.
What I like to hear.
I know we were talking a lot of shit when we named ourselves Ghost Mafia, but Legion of Ghouls is also pretty
Legion of
hard.
Ghouls.
So
dope.
good. Yeah.
I'm kind of just saying as I'm thinking about what I want to do. Can I assign some of these mechanics that I've created for this to others?
Absolutely. I would love an in-character sort of like who
I know.
does what quickly before like it's more interesting than just like taking a second to explain what does what, because in the moment these ding dongs don't know what they're doing.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll be like, you Bert, get on the torpedoes, and I'll like point at one of the sigils.
Garath, that's you. Hop on the torpedoes, bud.
Fucking on it.
It's like a wall of arcane symbols and diodes that you have I'm going to say very passing ability to sort of figure out what does what.
Word.
I feel like he'd be real good at pictures. I mean, he's had to get by.
They are arcane sigils. Pictures is a pretty loose description of what they do.
I was picturing what I was picturing.
Oh shit! Am I the baddie?
Yeah, you're the baddie.
Ah shit! I'm sorry, Bessie. I didn't mean it.
I think I'm gonna point at another sigil and be like, you cow lady, squid ink, it'll hide us from view, maybe.
Woo! Like the cloudy balls. I'm on it.
It's like a big cloudy ball.
Big cloudy balls.
Aren't we all?
Speak for yourself.
May cause big cloudy balls.
You grumpy woman,
Real grumpy.
That's what we call her, yeah.
That's actually
What I
just
call
what we call her in
myself.
real life.
That's true.
and you fire debris using this sigil.
I know what some of those words mean, and I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm not giving like very good instructions.
I think
Yeah.
honestly, Marie, you're pretty stressed out.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
In front of you, you can see your dials and your gauges start flashing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't
green,
like that.
and then yellow, and then almost immediately red. And you hear a horrible scraping sound as the bottom of your bathysphere is pulled against the bedrock of this harbor like a tin can being scraped against a curb.
Oh, that's not good.
But what you also hear, Garath, with I'm going to keep the perception checks that I had you guys roll earlier. In addition to this sort of like wailing of ghouls outside the ship, in addition to the scraping of this bathysphere against the bedrock, Garath, you hear a voice muttering almost through the walls, dripping like what you hope to God isn't actual water coming inside this bathysphere. And I think Marie, you notice it happen first, and you turn to the rest of the crew. I think there's like a moment where maybe you're going to explain what's actually happening, what's actually piloting the ship and is actually controlling it.
Scared.
Before, I guess I'll roll. Let's put some agency in the storyline. Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
Oh no, that was me turning to the crew.
To the crew? All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh shit. Okay. I think you turn to the crew and there's like a and then Garath, you see bursting from the wheel of this ship a pustule-riddled, clawed hand snatch Marie, by the neck.
Her poor neck.
And drag her, throws her out one of these windows.
Oh,
And it
R.I.P.
shatters.
Rip.
And
That's
Marie
sad.
goes sprawling out into the ocean as dark ocean water starts pouring into the bathysphere.
Damn,
And you hear that voice, Garath, rise up over the wailing and say, "Now I told that whippersnapper she was gonna just stumble into something that really got her one day. She doesn't know the flavor."
Damn, we dead as hell. That's crazy.
So sick of
Before
being in the
we
water.
leave the episode, I'm so sorry. I should have done this at the beginning. Sabina, first of all, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Where can people find you and what you're working on? Plug what you're working on.
Oh yeah, I am in another actual play podcast. It's called Two Monsters Rolling Dice, where podcasts can be found. We do an actual play in the Fate system, so it's sort of like storytelling character stuff in like the Old West. It's a lot of comedy, but it's also a lot of drama.
I've listened to the first few episodes and it's way better than our show. So like,
Yeah,
you
you're
probably go check it
very
out.
good at this.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a high bar.
Yes, we are the best there is, and you're better.
Aw, thanks guys.
Thank you, Sabina, so much for hanging out with us. I'm genuinely just like, this was incredible.
I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. I
right.
really enjoyed it. Yeah.